Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Nerd Cultured. I believe this is episode 10, if I'm not mistaken. We got myself, we got Mike, and we got John, and hope everyone is doing well today.
I'm great. I'm great.
I'm glad to hear that, man. Personally, I've had a really interesting day, and I thought I'd share with you guys.
Remy, I would like nothing more than to hear about your day.
It's been a fucking week, man. It has been at work. It's just been a shit show of a week. So I was looking forward to the weekend. I was going to chill. I had one real thing to take care of this morning, and then the rest was kind of open, with the exception of my father-in-law visiting tomorrow, but that's a whole thing. But I was hoping that today was going to be kind of chill. So I scheduled a tire, because I need to get my tires replaced. I scheduled an appointment at Walmart because it was the cheapest way to go, 8 a.m. And I get there. 7:45. I'm getting things taken care of. I brought my dog because I was going to bring him to the groomers and the whole nine. And I get there, and they pull out the tires, and he's like, "Oh, dude, these are the wrong size." I'm like, oh, "Motherfucker. Okay, so do you have what I need in stock?" He's like, "Yeah, it's going to cost you $150 extra." I'm like, "Well, what the fuck?" Okay, so I tried to figure out how to do a return because these were ordered online. And they said, no, all the .com orders have to be taken care of up front. So I go up front, and the lady's like, well, no, you don't have any physical product to hand me. You never took delivery of the tires. I'm like, well, fucking, what do I need to do to take care of this situation? So literally, shit you not, 5 managers later, they finally figure out how the fuck to give me my money back. And I go on a hunt for finding tires, and I finally do. And this took almost 4 hours of my morning. So I get back, and we've got... one of my wife's friends is visiting for her birthday, and she thought maybe we'll spend it on the boat, have some drinks, have some fun, go kayaking, the whole nine, and just enjoy the day and just be chill. I get here, and the cat decides to piss all over the living room, like 5 minutes after I walk in. So it's all of a sudden, it's just fucking chaos the second I walk in the door. So we're taking care of that shit. We're doing everything to clean, and we go upstairs, we chill on the flying bridge for a little bit. Nice, good, having a couple drinks, a couple laughs. And they decide they want to go kayaking. I fucked up my shoulder a few weeks back, so I decided, sit this one out, let them do it, because we only have 3 kayaks. Anyway, literally 45 seconds after my friend's boyfriend takes off, he has never kayaked before, he flips it. He's got shit in his pockets, he is in the water. It's the first person we've had go overboard or flip a boat or in the water. And the kayak's starting to sink. I'm trying to pull that out of the water. He's trying to get back in the water. Fortunately, his glasses didn't fall off. From 7:45 to about 2 p.m., it was just non-stop fucking chaos. And I am more than glad to be sitting here, chilling with you guys, having a little bit of a drink. It's been a fucking day.
So yeah.
My relaxing day did not happen.
Well, let me just say, first of all, that I'm not laughing with you, I'm laughing at you. I want to be really clear
that's
about
totally
that.
fair, man.
I'm also really, really upset that when you said literally 45 seconds after they set off, I in my head, I'm like, please say the boat started to sink. Please say the boat started to sink.
Oh, God, no. Please don't say that.
Yes, it'd be hilarious because...
No. That would not be hilarious.
Oh, yes, it would be. Yes,
no,
it would be.
no.
Yes, it would be.
Everything I own is in this boat. It would not be hilarious.
Well, see, if you had bought a house that can't sink, you know...
Yeah.
Just saying.
But I didn't do that. I bought a boat, and I live on a boat. And it's wonderful, and I love it. That's right.
So the moral of this story is, and how we're going to apply it to Nerd Cultured here is, this is why we stay at home and play video games.
Yep. This is why we and live in locations that give us internet access that empower that.
Going to Walmart for tires and trying to kayak in the ocean. Just I don't know. I'll take my chair and my controller any day.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever go to Walmart again.
If you were trying to buy tires for the boat for some reason, just be like, we're trying to carify it.
I want to make my house amphibious. You leave him alone.
I need me some boat tires. That's not a real thing.
Give me them boat tires.
Y'all got any of them boat tires here? Because right now my boat's up on them concrete blocks, man. And oh man, them boat tires.
That's crazy.
Oh man, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Oh fuck me dead, man. Them boat tires just crazy.
You're gonna, Mike. You're gonna start confusing listeners. They're not gonna know who's talking.
Dude, if my impression of you is that good, that was actually when I went back and listened to the last podcast. And mostly just my parts because I'm an egomaniac.
Naturally.
Yeah, I skip over you guys. I was
you
really
fast forward through us. Yeah, I got it.
Of course I do. I mean, just like all of our listeners. And sorry, that was uncalled for. But
yeah, but it's you, so we expect it.
I was so angry that I didn't do my impression of John once in that entire podcast. I was like, how did I not get it in a single time? And so now I've made up.
Now that's been rectified. Yeah. Yep.
Well done. Yes.
Absolutely. Within the first 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
But Mike, I know you wanted to talk about a handful of new releases coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
Is there anything besides Borderlands 3, Halo Infinite, and Fable 4 that am I missing anything? Those are the three I'm excited about.
I mean, I'm excited about those too, and I mean, we've kind of covered Borderlands 3
exhaustively
already on another episode, so I don't want to trot over that too.
10 times. I mean, we can review.
That too much,
I think everyone loves that game as much as you do, Mike. So I jest, of course. We've already went into it. You go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the two, Remy, that I'm most excited for, well, three that you left off that list are Cyberpunk 2077, Baldur's Gate 3, and Last of Us 2.
Okay, fair.
But because of the conversation we were having on the last show about cross-platform and exclusives and all that kind of stuff, so I thought this would be an interesting sort of parallel to that, because all those titles that we just riffed, it's really widespread across different platforms. So Halo, Halo's Microsoft only. Last of Us 2 is PlayStation only. CD Projekt Red's $5 in the bucket.
Multi-platform.
Is multi-platform with Cyberpunk, and then Baldur's Gate 2 or 3 rather, when it launches, is going to be PC only. So, and then
Nintendo's crying in the corner.
Well, I mean, Nintendo,
but they have Zelda.
They have Zelda, right? So, so they've got their own sort of big take. But we've got no idea when that's really coming. But everything else that we riffed,
which I couldn't give two shits about either. To be fair.
Well, yeah, you're the odd man out there, man.
I totally understand that.
There's
absolutely
a lot of
understand
hype around that fucking game, but
yeah. Now, if they don't make it so the weapons break, I'd be interested. That was my biggest issue. That was the game-breaking mechanic in that game for me. Breath of the Wild.
You are the most persnickety, particular, difficult asshole on the face of God's green earth. I swear to God.
So, I'm sorry. Wait, Mike. Are you being the kettle or the pot today?
I never said do what I do. I said do what I say. I said never said do what I do. I said do what I say. Spell vampire correctly, and I'll play your fucking video game. Okay?
Oh my God.
Vampire is not.
Jesus.
Vampire is not spelled with a Y.
In the setting that game is set in, it is absolutely spelled with a Y.
I don't give a fuck.
Fuck. That was a good pitch you hit there. I like it.
Yeah, that's almost as crazy as the last time when Remy didn't want to play games because it didn't add to the right gamer score, which totally I would do as well. But besides that, the spelling of the title, well, I don't know how to act.
No, that's just Mike being Mike, and I'm persnickety.
Yeah. You are.
Damn persnickety.
You are. You're
persnickety.
I'm sorry, the man who wants to burn down every Mexican restaurant between here and Seattle is because they won't serve him a chimichanga if they don't have it on the menu is calling me persnickety? Okay.
I'm fairly confident
No,
it's
I don't want
chimichanga.
them to burn it down. Chimichanga. I don't want to burn them down. I just want them to fucking do it.
Yeah, but they're not gonna.
Well, then fuck them. I don't want to go there.
Then don't go.
But no arson.
But
no,
you need
no
to
arson.
stop taking
I never said
it
anything
personally.
about arson.
Yeah, people listen to
Let's
this.
just put that out there right now.
I don't believe that there's anything that arson can't cure. But
I'm glad you live in New York. Or Connecticut, rather.
I was about to say, I don't live in New York.
Fair enough.
So anyway,
Games.
bringing this back to video games. Wow, I drifted away there and saw blue sky in my head for a second.
It's what we do.
In terms of what's dropping over the next year and change, because some of that stuff isn't coming out to Halo's not dropping until holiday of next year, so that's a long way
Right, with
off.
Scarlet. Yeah.
But
it's on the horizon.
Yeah.
yep, do we
So
have?
fucking excited.
The interesting thing is that I'm not hearing, out of all those titles, a lot of them are, with the exception of Halo, none of those are really known for their PvP. You know, I mean, like, if you think about the big stuff that's coming out, none of it is what we're seeing dominate on Twitch and dominate sort of the zeitgeist conversation around games right now, which is, battle royale and team shooter based stuff.
Sure.
So I can't help but wondering if this is maybe, the start of a swing in a different direction.
I hope so.
Well, that's sort of my question to you guys is, because I mean, there's clearly still an audience for these kinds of games, but
Of course.
are they going to be, are we maybe finally starting to see a little bit of a death knell
The burnout.
for battle royale?
I'd say we're probably beginning to see that, but you've noticed all the battle royales that have gained the popularity of late have come out of nowhere. They don't do big announcements. They don't. I mean, think PUBG, then Fortnite just came out of nowhere. Then Apex Legends, and then our Realm Royale. They don't really make big to-dos about them. They just kind of appear, and they're fun or they aren't. They survive or they don't. I'm sure there are 1,000 that I didn't know about that came and went. But I think the multiplayer games that we're getting used to, being the big flash in the pans, are more kind of fly by night. They'll just drop when when we least expect them. In my personal opinion, I think that's the way it's been, and I think that's the way we're going to be continuing to receive these.
Well, I mean, I think as well that a lot of these things that we're saying here, that's and not specifically about battle royale, but as a trend of multiplayer versus not in general. I'd say that these releases are just coincidence to a certain extent, and also because these are the type of games that we typically follow. I mean, they're also redoing Modern Warfare, starting over from scratch. That's coming. So
That's right.
And that's a big multiplayer platform. And obviously there's a campaign too, but other than the few hours it takes to beat that, then no one continues to play it. That's not one that you sit down and crack open a sack of Doritos and veg out on for a while. I mean, you're playing against people there, so that's coming, and I'm pretty stoked about that because I've always been a fan of Call of Duty, specifically the Modern Warfare series. Once they start getting too weird, well, really once anything starts getting too weird, I kind of lose interest.
What is too weird for Mr. Ghost Rider?
Well, I mean, a lot of it depends, and actually, just a specific example that's actually real right now. I've been, because also on the horizon is the third iteration of the Wolfenstein series from Bethesda.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm playing through the first two for the first time, and starting from the beginning, I really enjoyed it. It was a shooter, and whatever, it's a lot of fun. And now to a point, and this is a few-year-old game right now, so there's going to be a spoiler here. But if you don't want any Wolfenstein 2 spoilers, then plug your ears for 30 seconds. But you get to this point where you get captured, and they lop your head off and carry it around the city, as a we beat the guy that's been fucking us up for 2 games, and then the resistance that you're a part of takes the head and sticks it on a robot body, and now you're still just doing stuff, and I'm immediately like, I don't know if I even want to finish this right now.
Yeah, that would, yeah. No, I'm with you on that one, actually, John.
Yeah, they pushed it just one step too weird, and and but I'm gonna finish it just because it is what it is. And the gameplay's still fun, but
we're gonna staple gun this head to this body we made out of Tinker toys and ornaments and glitter, and we're gonna send it off to kill Nazis.
This is a super soldier body made by the Nazis. Okay.
Well, naturally.
Yeah. Right.
I'm sorry. Made by the who?
The Nazis. That's who you're fighting.
The Nazis.
Right.
Nazis.
The Nazis.
Got it. Okay. I'm just gonna breeze.
We're
past
echoing
that
each
now.
other, Mike. I don't know what the issue is.
Yep.
Right. So
It's weird. John has an accent or something.
In John's defense, the Nazis were not part of the war. We're not part of the War of Northern Aggression,
right.
as it's known in the South. So
well, as it's known everywhere. But go ahead.
no, John, not everywhere. Just in your town.
Well, yeah, I guess the point of all that is that once stuff gets too weird, but that's what I said, they're rebooting Modern Warfare. So, God, that was a deep rabbit hole. We're good for that, really.
No, that was a great rabbit hole.
So
we should go back. We should go back down there and see if there's more carrots. That was a fun.
But I guess the point is obviously both of you guys were like, "Oh, cool," when I said that, and you guys didn't even know that was a thing that was happening.
Nope, we don't care.
Yeah, right. Because you don't care exactly, and that's kind of the point. Is I don't think that it's a trend or a shift. It's just a reflection of what you guys specifically are interested in.
Right, and that's absolutely the case, because there are plenty of games that we haven't talked about that I'm sure are going to have a lot of multiplayer aspects.
Yeah,
None that I can think of because
probably.
I don't give a shit.
Well, I do.
And there is one that I did
keep
forget
up
to
with that stuff.
mention that I'm really excited about, and that would be Ori.
Yes.
I cannot wait for the next iteration
Yes.
of Ori. Or that is going to be just, oh God.
It's been too goddamn long.
Oh God, I need to play the first one again. That's easily top 5 favorite games of all time.
February, brother. February.
Oh my God.
I know. So
I'm going to give Remy and Mike a few minutes to orgasm here, and then we'll get back to the show.
Oh, I already did. Don't worry about it. Move on.
Okay. We can move on.
Wow. I'm glad we got the full thing there too.
Hey,
Great.
Hey, look, you brought. I mean, that was the condensed version.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab that soundbite.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Mike's O face is gonna be the new intro music.
Damn it, John! You've ruined it.
Every podcast just starts with that, and we never explain it.
No, I'll
And
lift this entire piece out.
Anybody asks what the hell that's all about, you just have to say, I can't tell you. You were
I don't
there.
know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, of course, any questions would be directed towards Richard Penelope Taters.
Well, naturally, Esquire the third. I mean, come on.
No, it's the third Esquire. Richard
Oh, excuse
Penelope
me.
Taters
I'm
the
so
third
sorry.
Get it right.
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
I'm
Use
so
his proper
sorry.
title
I fucked up.
and his full
I fucked
name.
up Dictator's name.
If there are any serious questions or concerns, feel free to address them.
Go
to
talk to Richard.
Mr.
I cannot believe we're talking about the thing we named our Discord bot on this podcast.
Well, to be
shit.
fair, the bot was named after the man, not the other way around.
Well,
so
this is
Right.
so we should probably explain what the fuck we're talking about. So
Or not. I mean,
No,
it might
no.
be more fun this way.
no, but well, maybe. So tell you what, join the Sun's Discord and we'll explain it.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Link in the description.
Yeah, exactly. Linked in the show notes.
That's what we call an action activator, baby. Let's go.
That's right. That is a CTA, call to
That's
action.
right. That's right. Daddy's working for the brand, motherfuckers.
That's fucking right.
Yeah. Daddy also needs to stop referring to himself as daddy in casual conversation.
I would
Yeah.
greatly appreciate
Especially,
that.
especially
Yeah.
right after you just had an O like a few seconds ago. I don't know.
I'm gonna cut those two together.
That's my
our
name
new
around the
intro.
house, you assholes. That's what I hear 15,000 times a day. Daddy, can I have a snack? Daddy, can you give me a juice? Daddy, I need this. Daddy, I need that. Daddy, 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 daddy.
Do you refer to yourself as daddy to your kids?
Yes.
Okay, just wondering.
What the hell else?
No.
What the hell else am I going to call myself?
Yeah.
What am I
Hey,
gonna
little
say?
fucker, my name is Mike.
Exactly right.
It just doesn't go together right.
No, well, that's true. Fair enough.
So
Mike, what games are you looking forward to? I know you mentioned a couple. What about, actually, scratch that. John, what games are you looking forward to that are up
Oh,
and coming?
my.
Because, Mike, you already you already kind of laid them out.
you know, and it's interesting too, and I'll name a few here in a second, but I kind of have we've round robin this thing, and really since the beginning, it's interesting that all three of us really complete a whole pie of like how we like to play games and the things that we enjoy, which is really interesting, I think, and maybe that's why people put up with us. I'm not sure. We have something for everybody.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
we really do.
we do. I don't know if that's what people put up with us.
Well, I mean, a few of them do at least.
I don't know. I can't tell what people's motivation are. Maybe it's like a pity thing. I'm
Guys,
not sure, but
I know why
regardless-
people put up. Hang on, give me 1 second. I know why people put up with this. Are you listening?
Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus Christ.
God.
He's got his damn chickens. They've made it onto the podcast. This is the end.
I think
We
Mike's
made it
got,
10
I think
episodes,
Mike's got a
folks.
little bucket
Thank
list
you.
that he's got
Hope you
sitting over
enjoyed.
there of things to do, like get chickens on the podcast. Do John's
They're
impression on
sitting
the
right
podcast.
next to me.
He's got a bingo card.
They were staring right at me with their big dead eyes,
And their big open
Yeah.
mouths.
their big open mouths that just seem to say "insert chicken penis
This
here."
is I don't know what's going on at home here, but this episode is overly sexual.
This is what-
It has gone off the rails a little
Yeah.
bit.
This is what
But
happens when
I'm
we
not mad
record
at
on
it.
an off night. We weren't supposed to record tonight. It's not.
I think we all. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're doing it on a Saturday. Normally we'd all be sitting around fapping right now. So anyway,
That's rather presumptuous, sir.
Oh man, this is interrupting
man.
fab time. I was about to bust out Fat Master 3000. Just go to town on myself, man. It's crazy. Just fuck myself.
well, I didn't say
up.
necessarily it was interrupting fap time. I just it's okay. Anyway,
Cutting into.
So,
It's cutting into fab time.
Go on.
right.
Do continue. Do continue, Jonathan. By all means.
Yeah, I have to make sure I move. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna.
People
well,
are now listening.
So,
Well, look at
there's
the
going to
stats
be
for this
very there's going to
podcast,
be
and I'll
very
just-
little nerd content in this one. Everyone's just going to get to know us a little better.
Oh,
which
well,
maybe not a
you
bad
know,
thing.
say lovey.
So,
I'm not
whatever.
mad at it. Let's do
well,
it.
speaking of which, also another little interesting tidbit since we're talking about ourselves. I just now, for the first time after 6 months of using my mic, learned that I had it set to where it would record for an entire room instead of just me. So that's why my audio's been shitty this whole time.
So, if this is the 10th episode you're hearing, hey,
Yep.
congratulations. You
Congratulations,
made it to John's
you get to hear
quality
me
audio.
in all of my glory. So
Yeah, and for anybody who's ever wondered why you can't hear jack shit from him on Twitch, now you know why.
now you know why.
Because
Buttons.
John doesn't know how, because John didn't read the instruction manual to his fucking microphone.
Listen,
Oh man, look at this thing.
Never
it's crazy.
have
All
I
these
ever-
buttons on it. Oh man, look at all these buttons here. This
I
is
didn't
nuts,
feel like
man.
I didn't feel like I needed an instruction manual. There was a USB plug and a mic. I mean, it seemed pretty straightforward, but there was a little switch back there that I didn't see, and bless it, that's what's been fucking me this whole time. So,
That's fucking hilarious.
all right, so games on the horizon. So let's
games.
let's try to swing it back into the lane here, maybe. So.
No.
Halo's a big one for me. Really the biggest ones we've already talked about is going to be Borderlands.
Yeah.
If nothing else was coming out, I'd still be happy with that. The next Halo, I'm only partially excited about, if I'm honest.
Really, why is that?
I stopped really loving Halo after 3, but definitely after Reach. So,
Okay. Well, at least you got Reach in there.
I enjoyed Reach somewhat, but I did not enjoy Reach as much as I did 3. So after 3, 4 and 5 both sucked the ass, in my opinion. It was weird. I don't understand it. It did what I said before. It got too weird. Now, it's not cutting people's heads off and plugging them into Nazi suit weird, but it's still something. So, but I will get it and play it, of course. I'm just not super stoked about it.
It'll probably be out on Game Pass first thing, so.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, exactly. So that'll be that month's Game Pass allotment well spent. We can enjoy that, some campaign and some multiplayer both probably. And who knows? Maybe things
and some racing
will have switched around. Oh God. Now and there you go. So Remy's got to get his racing plug in. So
that's fucking right.
So I'm only marginally excited about that, but I am excited about that. I was excited about Wolfenstein 3. At this point, for the reason I've already said, I'm less excited because I don't know if it's already. What else can happen? I imagine number 3 is going to be like his eyeball flying around, laser beaming
taken
people.
A paraded, decapitated head around the city and then stapled it to a robot and sent it to kill Nazis. What else is there?
Right? Yeah. I feel like they've reached the top of the mountain on what they can do there, but I don't know. So it's coming, and it'll. Like I said, the gameplay is still fun, but once you lose me, as in the story, I don't know. I'll blaze through it. I'll grab the achievements that I can, and I'll move on. So. Other than that, though, I really can't think of anything else that I'm just super stoked about. I don't really care about whatever platformer you guys were talking about a minute ago. Platformers have never been my shtick.
You're missing out.
Well, and that's fine.
Even for people that aren't the biggest platformer fans, they should try Ori, if none others.
Well, and then maybe I'll try anything once, and that can be taken a lot of ways, and I'm okay with that. So.
Obviously, so can you.
But yeah, so that'll be something I try out. And then, of course, we kind of heard a little bit about another Fable coming, and I think that's way down the road. But that excites me a lot.
I'll believe that. I'll believe that when I see it. By the way.
Yeah, we've already had 2 non-starters,
and that's fair
for Fable,
and that's fair. And that's why I'm saying I'm excited about it, but I'd like to see what's happening first. And then I don't know. That really may be about it that I've heard about on the horizon that I'm really stoked to be a part of.
You're not excited at all about Cyberpunk? I'm surprised.
About what? Oh yeah, Cyberpunk. Yeah, it looks fun.
I'm more interested now that I know Keanu Reeves is in it.
Yeah.
We don't deserve Keanu Reeves. We really don't.
Nobody deserves Keanu Reeves.
By the way, can we take a hot second to talk about the fact that Keanu Reeves has somehow once again become like the most bankable, most popular movie star on the planet, and it happened really fast, and in a way that makes absolutely no sense. John Wick 3 was what knocked Avengers Endgame off the top spot, and it had like a $60 million opening weekend, and he's the only guy in that movie that. It's just that movie. So Keanu Reeves shooting people made $60 million. That's all those movies are. Those John Wick movies are 90. I've got the first 2, and by the way, they're fucking great. They're great movies.
Yeah,
they're completely satisfying on every level. But it's basically Liam Neeson in Taken, except nobody kidnapped his daughter.
They killed his dog. Yeah.
They killed his dog, yeah. Which, frankly, good a reason as any.
Sure.
But, the guy can't be killed. He can't be stopped.
No, and they're making Bill and Ted's 3 right now.
Yes!
Which I'm so excited for. It's going to be so bad, and I can't wait.
I love. No, it's going to be fantastic. Have you heard the premise?
Well, no, I haven't, and I don't want to.
Oh my God, Jesus fuck. Okay,
no,
now, then
absolutely not.
Then cover your ears for 5 seconds because it's
Dude,
amazing.
I have to edit this shit. No. Nope.
He's
Remy,
weird
do you
about
have
that.
any idea how difficult it is to talk about upcoming stuff that we're excited about when we have somebody on this podcast who pathologically avoids any information about stuff that's
Be
coming
excited
up.
about it. Be excited about it. That's awesome. I want you to be excited.
What's
about
fun? What's funny about
fantastic.
it is for Remy, it's only movies too. Like he doesn't seem to do that with games.
No. I couldn't keep. Try that again. Couldn't give two shits about spoilers for games unless I'm in the middle of them and there's some big twist ending or something like that. Then I don't want to know about
It's
it.
not a spoiler. It's a freaking plot synopsis. I mean, what?
Nope.
So fucking infuriating.
I will find this and I will cut it without listening to it.
Yep. So
Fine. Well, for anybody who is interested in that, go find another podcast to listen to where they don't have the preview Nazi. Nazi, by the way, John, it's pronounced
Nazi.
Nazi.
It's Nancy.
yeah, Remy's a Nancy. We know.
Jesus.
Let's not let that get out there.
Well,
Whoa.
that was a fun little potential segment that went fucking
I'm
nowhere.
not an
Let's move on.
arsonist or a Nazi. All right.
I am actually not a Nazi. But speaking of Nazis and Keanu Reeves, if he ever does get killed, I hope they take his head and stick it on a robot body.
Okay. Can we get Keanu in the MCU, please?
Dude, I would love that. All right, there's a good question, John. John, you're most familiar.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Who best would Keanu Reeves be in the MCU?
There is a right answer to this, by the way, John. There is a right answer.
Oh,
Remy, do you have
Is
something
there?
in your head already?
I've got an idea, but I'd like to hear what you got.
I'll tell
going
you,
on.
and I don't know if this has already been cast or not, but I wouldn't mind seeing him as Adam.
Adam Warlock, dude. That's exactly what I was thinking. That'd be badass.
Yeah, that would be badass.
That would be fucking cool.
I assume that
And
Adam's
what is
going to
the
be
right
in Guardians
answer?
3, but I don't know.
Not where I was going to go, but I do like him as Adam Warlock. Not where I was going to go with it, though.
I actually read an article about him in the MCU a few days ago that was like he's been offered, or not maybe offered, but approached about a couple different roles throughout the years and has turned them down.
No shit.
Yep.
Interesting. I wonder what his reasoning is.
Yeah, no, I didn't go into that detail, and I don't know, but
I thought he'd be a great Moon Knight.
a gift
Mark
for you,
Spector.
Khonshu. Yeah.
Yeah, I would not be mad at that. That
Yeah,
would
right?
be kind of fun.
Yeah,
He's-
Moon Knight was going to get an HBO show at one time, and then it got axed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a property, though, that I can see why that would be difficult to do
Oh, it'd be hard as hell. Yeah.
properly. But I mean, if you're gonna take Keanu Reeves and put him in the MCU, like that's a good way to do it. I mean, you can't, like if they cast him as, when they bring in the X-Men or the Fantastic Four, like he can't be an X-Man.
No.
It's
yeah,
like
I have to agree with that.
yeah, or he can't play like Reed Richards.
No, he cannot.
Right? It's got to be.
I love me some Keanu, but no, he's not a Reed.
Yeah, exactly.
Not by a long shot.
It just doesn't work. So I mean, I'm trying to think of like, he could definitely do
Human
Adam
Torch,
Warlock.
the later years.
Nah, right? It just sounds dumb. Like it's like Keanu Reeves, the Human Torch. No, I mean like Chris Evans. Chris Evans couldn't make that role work, and I love Chris Evans. I mean, so Adam Warlock's a good choice. Moon Knight's a good choice.
He's got a very specific type.
I don't hate him as Ghost Rider.
Ooh, John.
Near and dear to your heart, Johnny. I understand that. Near and dear to your heart. That being said, I don't hate him as Ghost Rider. I think it would work.
So if I were to give my plug, who I think would make a great Ghost Rider, I would go with Norman Reedus.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, you don't have to, but that's what I think.
Well, of course, I don't have to, but I don't know. I feel like Norman Reedus would be a Ghost Rider, sure, but not Johnny Blaze.
And he doesn't have to be Blaze. I don't know if they're
right,
but I don't know. He could be Catch. I don't know what they're gonna, because obviously, they're doing the. I don't even want to say it. the car riding writer.
Isn't that Miguel? Something Miguel. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not even familiar with that
Miguel
one.
Reyes or something like that.
I thought that the whole premise of that was fucking dumb. So they're sticking with that. He's getting an actual show, which is going to be canon.
Is he really?
MCU. Yeah. He's getting it's going to be on Hulu.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, it's not boding well for me ever having a quality rendition of my favorite hero and my Twitch namesake as well. I don't know. So, yeah, I kind of agree that I don't necessarily think he would be the best Blaze, Norman Reedus, that is. But I think he'd make a good Catch, which is basically the same thing.
I could get on board with him as Catch. Blaze needs someone more hot shot.
Yeah.
It needs a Chris Evans like style, like when he was younger, like when he did Fantastic Four. That type of hot shot. We need someone that's much more full of himself.
Really, any human being on the planet would make a better version than fucking Nick Cage did, so I don't know.
Still a little salty about that, huh, dude?
I'll never stop being salty about that. I'll be a million years old and
there
just fucking, the oldest, dustiest human being that exists and still mad about that.
So, actually, speaking of Marvel characters and DC as well, just comic characters in general, Twee and I were having a conversation on the Discord the other day. Shout out to Twee. We were talking about favorite characters, and she kind of made me realize that I tend to steer toward the severely flawed characters. I like the, Gambit used to be a thief. Logan, he's got some serious issues. He's got memory issues. He's very, very fucked up human.
That's why you like Batman
Magneto,
so much.
We're not getting into that unless you want to, because I'll go toe to toe with anyone on Batman being a piece of shit. But the more fucked up people, the people with skeletons in their closet that actually makes sense. I tend to go more toward the anti-hero than I do the straight hero.
I think yeah.
Am I alone in that, or is that something that you guys also steer toward, or do you like the Captain Americas and the Iron Man and the more?
Well, Iron Man is certainly a flawed character, I would argue.
Oh, for sure, he absolutely is. His alcoholism, unless you want to go the MCU route with his fucking PTSD, whatever.
Yeah.
Bullshit. But I like the flawed characters more than the straightforward. Good guys.
And I would say too, I do too. I mean, obviously the writer is kind of a, which not specifically Blaze, but then of course he's possessed, traded his soul kind of thing to save, So and then I like people like Deadpool. I always like Gambit too. I posted in Discord the other day the time I dressed up as Gambit for Halloween.
That was great.
Yeah. So I would tend to agree. I think that the Captain Americas of the world are unrealistic to a certain extent. Is that life typically isn't that clean cut.
Yeah, and they're fun. They work in a group setting. They work
sure.
well in a group setting.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go read just a straight Captain America book. Typically, I have, but that's not my first choice at all. The anti-hero is much more exciting to me.
Well, I think that's probably most of us, certainly in the modern era. That's probably most of us, because and not even an anti-hero, but a flawed hero is more relatable, and they're more interesting. And it's harder to write a compelling story about a grow up.
A Boy Scout, yeah.
I don't want to. You can't make me.
But yeah, it's more difficult, John, to write that story. But in the context of, like if I have to pick my all-time favorite hero, I mean, surprise, surprise, it's Geralt of Rivia, who's a deeply flawed character.
I'm sorry, who?
But
I think that I'm going to put on my bucket list one podcast goes by without Mike mentioning anything about Witcher.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, you're never gonna check.
That's
off
why it's
that.
going on the list.
I'm not gonna go down a huge deep Witcher rabbit hole right now. Okay, so calm down. What I was going to say is that other than him, right now, my favorite, my favorite hero of the moment is the MCU version of Cap, and because his arc, taking him from sort of that wimpy guy, and then turning him into
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I could do this all day. Why? And then turning him into how many of you are ready to help me sock old Adolf in the jaw? And then the arc he took through into Avengers and then into Winter Soldier. I went back and watched that again recently. Winter Soldier and Civil War are two of the best. Forget MCU movies. They're two of my favorite movies. And
Winter Soldier specifically is, I'm right there with you. It was phenomenal.
So
that was
good.
such a well done movie.
But because you're taking this guy who is that classic Boy Scout character, and his flaw is that he can't relate to the world around him, and so that. While it's not a flaw along the lines, some sort of psychosis or some sort of trauma in the conventional sense, like you have with, Remy, some of the characters you mentioned, the Wolverines or the Gambits or whoever.
Right.
It's taking a guy who desperately is trying to do the right thing and confronted with the reality of the fact that not only is nobody else trying to do the right thing, everybody else is actively either, at best, they don't give a shit, or more commonly, they're trying to do the wrong thing. And trying to reconcile his worldview with that and trying to figure out, which is ultimately why he ends up doing what he does in Civil War and in Infinity War and going rogue. And, just being like, okay, fuck this system, I'm out. And I love what Chris Evans did with that character. I love the arc. I thought the writing on him was really good. He got the strong out of everybody other than, I would say, Iron Man. He got the best. He got the best arc out of everybody over the course of those movies.
I would be inclined to agree with that. Yeah, agreed.
He even got to finish up by time traveling and planting his flag places.
On your left.
So I tend to agree, and I kind of like what they did with him too. But I definitely wouldn't call him my favorite, even in the MCU, especially not in the heroes at large scale. I said I just don't feel it, but I'm not judging you for feeling it. It's not for me.
Oh man!
Well, that's why there are so many different characters.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
a little
character for
everybody.
every flavor. Yeah.
No. I hear what you're saying. You're saying I'm wrong. You're right. I get it. Let's we'll Jello wrestle over it at some point.
Typically, that's the case, and I look forward to that.
Yeah, well, that's not happening, and I noticed you still haven't started that playthrough of Divinity: Original Sin 2.
I did, however, download it. I do have it on my machine. So
did you download it? I'll bet you bitched about it while you were downloading it.
I may have, but that's not recorded, so that doesn't count.
Hey, just sitting there watching one of the best reviewed, best made, most beloved games of the past generation download on his Xbox, going, this fucking piece of shit.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah.
But just so to catch everybody up on this, there has been a verbal contract made, and I'm glad we're getting this on recording, by the way, that if I play through the entirety of Divinity: Original Sin 2 without complaining, Mr. Wolf, or Mike, and Mr. Ghost, or John, will be Jello mud wrestling. So I will absolutely fucking play through this game. It's absolutely happening.
You're not going to be able to do it without letting something slip, man.
And then Mike has to eat it after. I think that was the extra caveat.
Oh yeah,
I didn't agree to that.
I didn't agree to that. We will continue.
No. the way that became a thing is somebody, I don't remember who it was, but whoever it was, I hate this.
Pretty
person,
sure it was Luffy.
probably said.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, said it's like, well, whoever said it was like, oh, and then he has to eat the Jello, and I was like, no, I fucking don't. I didn't agree to that. That's not a stipulation. That's not part of the thing. I will not be doing that.
Whatever time happens when this is released and Luffy's listening to it, there's going to be a post in the Discord right about now that says, "Yes, you did, Mike."
No, I fucking didn't. And the whole thing's irrelevant. Anyway, because there's zero chance that Remy gets through. Let's see. I mean, let's call it 80 to 100 hours, because that's about how long that game takes to finish.
Okay, so we need to figure out what constitutes as bitching, because can I complain about something that happened, because I do that in games that I like as well. Like, oh fuck, that sucked. I mean that of course happens, and
my cat died again.
Well, that was absolute.
So,
bullshit,
for example,
but
if the cat gets killed, and by the way, John and I on one of our playthroughs got that cat out of Fort Joy with no trouble. So I don't know what your fucking problem was. So you hear that noise you just made?
Uh-huh.
Hear that noise you just made? That would constitute complaining to me.
Okay, all right.
So
if something happens and I die, I'm like, fuck. Okay, that's not going to be complaining. All right, got it.
No, that's not complaining. That's not complaining. But if I hear even an iota of, I don't do this. You lose. You lose.
Now, wait, what was the agreement if he lost?
There was none. You just guys don't.
Just the satisfaction that I'll get of knowing that he can't do it.
No.
So
I have more confidence in being able to do that than I would being able to play Red Dead. If this were about Red Dead, I wouldn't even bother making the deal, because I fucking hate that game. Divinity, I could see that I might be able to find some enjoyment in it.
Wait a minute.
We always knew something was wrong with you, Remy.
What? So let me get this straight. So, okay. I'm trying to unpack this in my head. You fap over GTA like a motherfucker.
I wouldn't say that, but yes, I like GTA.
If you replace, don't interrupt me. I'm ranting. If you replace,
go on, continue ranting. I'm just correcting your rant.
If you replace the cars with horses and the gangsta bullshit with cowboy bullshit, you have Red Dead. So what?
Really,
so
that's really pretty accurate.
It really is.
It's absolutely accurate. It is absolutely
replace
accurate.
the cars with horses and the gangster shit with cowboy.
By the way, that may be the best line that's ever come out of my mouth on this podcast. I'm really kind of proud of that.
And that is the Red Dead 5-second review with Mike. Thank you everyone for coming.
Synopsis.
So what is your problem with Red Dead?
I fucking hate it. Okay.
Why?
And to be fair, I detest Westerns. I don't like Westerns in any way, shape, or form. I have never enjoyed a Western, period. With the one exception, because I like Val Kilmer, I liked Tombstone. That is the one, and that's Western light. I don't fucking like Westerns.
Western light.
So wait a minute. So you, I don't.
I broke Mike. I
don't even know how to act right now. So let me get this straight. So Tombstone's a good movie, but you can't watch Unforgiven?
I've never seen it.
Oh!
Have I offended you?
You haven't seen... this is the best Western ever made.
There's so many good ones.
But it's a Western. I don't want to waste 2 hours of my life.
It's not a waste. It's a masterpiece, you fucking Philistine.
You say that. You do.
Yes,
you say
I do. And not just me. The Academy says that. And film critics and millions of people.
Okay. That's great. I'm
very
glad that they all enjoyed.
Out of my ass.
I need to go.
No, I'm very glad that they all
enjoy
that
this to the max.
Oh my god.
I hate westerns. Just fucking hate.
I just need you, and I need. Let's spend 30 seconds here. Mike needs a minute to recuperate, and
I hear that.
I just have to.
I think he
understand.
might be fuming a little bit.
Yeah, he is. I have to understand. Can you put a finger on why? Like, what about them? Is it just the setting? Like, you think that fucking 6-shooter on your hip is bullshit, or I mean, what?
I just feel like they're all so similar. The ones that
that's why it's a genre.
Well, and that's the issue is I don't like the premise. I don't like the genre. I don't like the.
It's not a
the
premise.
dusty...
It's a period of history.
I understand that, and I typically don't like historical movies either. So I think there's a trend.
There's a trend.
Yeah, I don't like the path. I don't like reality. It's fucking boring. I want to get taken out of reality. The reason I play video games, the reason I play.
But wait.
Stupid.
Hold on.
Yeah, go on. Yep. You're gonna compare the fact that reality is. Yeah.
Let me press pause real quick on that.
John,
Okay?
John, get on my side, John. Please help me.
No, I'm mind boggled by how you can't like any Western either. I mean, yes, they are similar in the fact that they're Western because
God, they're so fucking boring.
Oh, they're really not though. I mean, it's almost all
not.
action.
God damn,
yeah,
they're
the
so
most
fucking
action-packed things that there is. Really, there's horse chasing and shooting and fucking blowing up sticks of dynamite.
But you just
It's
said
awesome.
it. You just said it. Horse chasing. I grew up around horses. That's fucking boring.
Okay,
Not if
so
I
anyway,
don't want to watch two horses
So wait a
running
minute.
through the
so,
desert.
So,
Go ahead.
oh God, you know what? Never mind.
Go on. No, I'm listening.
No,
All right, so-
forget it.
So what I wanted to know is that you did like Westworld, correct?
Oh, I fucking love it. Yeah.
Well, okay. So
I see nothing wrong with enjoying Westworld and not westerns.
I mean, minus the fact that most of it is set as a Western.
Right, but there's a sci-fi twist, which makes it.
There is a
Not
sci-fi
boring.
twist. There is a sci-fi twist. Yes.
Remy's favorite Western is Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh, dude, I saw that shit. That was a movie. That was a thing.
Okay.
Oof, man.
Oh my God, I can't.
I broke
How
Mike.
are-
I'm so proud of myself. It took me 5 years, but I broke Mike.
How are you and
Yeah.
I friends? It makes no
know.
sense.
Yeah,
Fun.
the frequency in which we ask that question.
It happens at least 3 times a week.
It's that whole opposites attract thing, and we're doing it with a 3-way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
Must
something.
be, but I mean, Jesus.
It absolutely is. But
fucking
like
Christ.
John said earlier, we've all got such different tastes that's why people are paying attention. That's why people like hearing our different opinions, because we all vary quite a lot
Yeah.
in
Well,
every
yeah,
aspect.
I
With the exception
We
of
have
John and
we
I
have some overlaps
being-
here and there, and but
Yeah, Marvel. I think that's the only big overlap that John and I have. Maybe Halo. But
Yeah.
he lost interest after 3, so fuck that.
And John and I definitely, when it comes to games and shit, John and I have way more overlap than you do.
I know, I hate it. I don't get to play my shit. Kills me.
it kills me. It kills me slowly.
So salty. So salty. It's a, hey guys, you want to try this weird little indie game that nobody's ever heard of that you don't understand? Okay.
Hey guys, you want to have some fun? Nah.
It's not fun. That's what we're trying to explain. It's not
All right.
fun.
So here's the challenge. Here's the
Oh,
challenge.
man.
We're gonna set up the challenge. This is what we need.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm
We
afraid.
need-
All right, go ahead.
An indie game that's a Western.
Oh, Jesus, no. Fuck that.
Hold on now. Don't be turning down
Okay.
fun, Remy.
All right, go on.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, hey, they're fun, right?
I'm trying to think of
Not
something
all
that
indie games
will
are
have
fun.
one aspect that each of us hates. Okay.
Okay, all right.
So an indie game is what Mike hates. A Western is what do I hate?
Well, hang on. So
I knew he was going to kick back on that.
no.
Excuse
Well,
me.
so, no, because you can't say indie game because that's a big fucking umbrella. So like Divinity Original Sin 2 is technically an indie game. So
Wait,
Just
who
saying.
made and produced it?
Larian Studios.
Oh. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, they're a tiny little shop in Belgium. I mean,
I didn't realize that. That's cool.
Yeah,
Not going to make me like the game any more or less, but that's cool to know.
Yeah, no, I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't reflexively hate all indie games. I just hate.
Okay, well, narrow it down to what I'm trying to say. Then you know what you hate more than I do.
Yes, but I don't want anybody coming like listening to this and just being like, "You hate all indie games, you fucking retard." And it's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Like,
It's what he's saying.
Okay.
no, it's not. I just clarified it. Fuck. All right, John, continue.
I gotta think of something that you guys help me out. What is something that I get mad about irrationally?
Human fall flat.
No, I mean that's a very specific thing. I mean, like a general thing. Like
Yeah, Remy, everybody hates that game except you.
That's not true.
It
You,
should-
John,
Yeah,
have an issue.
I've actually seen Rabbit Carrot play it more than once, so obviously
That's
one
fucking
other
right.
person.
It's great.
But,
Okay,
shout out to Rabbit Carrot.
so two people.
But I mean, some people also like to eat chitlins. So I mean, what does that tell you? So anyway,
Jesus Christ. John, you have an issue when controls are a little wonky. Anytime controls are a little wonky,
Okay,
you
all right.
check out.
That's fair. All right, so we're gonna have a Western. I don't know whatever Mike's unapproved versions of indie game is with shitty controls, and that's what we're gonna play next time. So that
Yeah,
way
that sounds so much fun.
We'll all be equally miserable, but we'll be having fun together as one big happy unit.
Wait a minute.
I'm really hoping you put air quotes over fun.
Your logic is so flawed. Why would we ever want to? Yes.
No.
Why would we ever want to?
No.
Dick Titer says no.
Dictators.
Why? So let me get this straight. Your master plan, in order to get around this problem, is
to make us all hate what we're doing.
Is to take something we all hate, and then try to have us produce a piece of quality content around something we all hate.
That way, we're all on equal playing fields, right?
Oh, John, I can put a qualifier to what Mike doesn't like.
Okay, go ahead.
He hates any game that he doesn't understand the premise, because there really might not be one. So an indie game that doesn't necessarily have.
Hey, Remy, you know what
there
I
it
was
is.
thinking about the other day? What game that Mike would just fucking flip his wig over? Do you remember?
my God, what?
You sent me a video that time, and I don't remember the name of it now, but you might if I explain it. Is the video or it's the game with the guy that's in the fucking pot and he's got the little hammer to climb the mountain with?
I don't remember the name of it. Oh shit. Oh god damn it. I don't remember the name of it.
Oh,
I'm gonna
really?
post it in the description, folks. So I will find it and I will post
we'll
it.
find it. We'll put it
Oh,
on there.
Mike would hate that.
Oh, dude, he so
God. Vehemently. I think his brain would straight up explode.
I'm
If
sure
he's
you're right, but I mean, so wait a minute. You guys are. I mean, I'm sitting right here. You could just explain the game to me.
All right, so
And I can
so
tell
you're a
you-
dude. You're a dude in a pot. Okay.
Okay.
Imagine
with
a big
me?
witch's
Okay.
a big witch's cauldron.
Yeah,
big
a
enough to
cauldron.
sit in.
Yeah,
All
perfect.
right.
You've got what is essentially a pickaxe, and that is your control. That's how you navigate the world. It's a side scroller, and you have to get over obstacles using the physics of the game, trying to use this pickaxe to launch you or hook the side of buildings or shit like that. And it's just a traversal of getting over this mountain in a pot with a pickaxe. Do you want to play this game?
Dude, I'm just sitting there
And-
just imagining Mike trying to play it, dude, and I'm fucking about to die.
So, and the information you've just given me is all the information that's ever given to the player.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I can't
Nailed
think of
it, John.
can't think of
On the
anything
nose.
I'd rather do less. Don't care. Just like, I don't give a shit.
And then
Well,
take that
with,
same game and instead of a pot, put them in a horse and give them a lasso, and now Remy hates it. See? It's
No, dude, that actually, a lasso mechanic there, that might actually be fun. I could get on board
oh,
with that.
God. Okay, so no horses or 6-shooters, but lassos are fine.
Lassos
for
are
Remy
okay.
in life and perhaps the bedroom.
It's a fine though. What the hell even
Well, I
happened
mean-
on this podcast?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna listen back and we're gonna find out. 'Cause it went all over the place.
I'm deeply unsure as to why. I mean, like, for the first 20 minutes, I kind of sort of know what the hell we were talking about, but for the last...
Dude, this was one of our most all over the place podcasts.
But yeah,
and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and call it. And if you have a suggestion for a game that fits all of our qualifiers, I'm down to play it. We'll give it a shot. But...
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening. Check us out on thesonsofglitches.com. Hope y'all enjoyed, and we will catch you next time.
Goodbye, everybody.
Oh,